Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. I'm from JennyCardDesigns. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it here with me. My YouTube channel contains content that is intended to share paper crafting tutorials and inspiration with all of you. I hope that you enjoy. Today I have something that you have all been waiting for. I've got a brand new template for my Gemvelope template reference book series. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to make a mini Slimline card gift box. This is a super cute box, also incredibly easy to make. This box is perfect for your handmade mini Slimline cards. So let's get into making this box. To start off, you're going to need a piece of cardstock that measures 10 inches by 10 1/4 inches. So I'm going to demonstrate how to create this box. So let's take a sheet of cardstock and we'll cut to 10 inches, and then we'll rotate the cardstock and cut to 10 1/4 inches. So you'll need a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock for this. You won't be able to use a regular letter size piece of paper. Okay, so I'm going to pull in my scoreboard. Across the 10-inch side, our first score is going to be at 1/2 inch. And I want to make sure that it's nice and tight up in that corner. The second score will be at 1 1/2 inches. The next score will be at 5 1/4 inches. And then lastly, 6 1/4 inches. And then I'm going to rotate my cardstock one turn to the left. And across the 10 1/4 inch side, we're going to score at 3/4 inch, making sure that that cardstock is nice and tight up in that corner. And then the next score will be at 1 3/4 inch. And then the next score will be at 8 1/2 inches. And then finally, the last score will be at 9 1/2 inches. And that's going to be it for the scoreboard. So we'll get that out of the way. Now let's take a look at what we've got here. I like to make sure that my paper is in the same orientation as the template sample. So I'm going to take a Sharpie and I'm just going to mark off the areas that we're going to trim off. So you don't need to do this part when you're making your box, but you just need to cut here. So I'm just kind of outlining these areas to show you the parts that we don't need. On the template reference, the areas are pink. These pink areas we're going to cut off completely. Okay, so I'm just outlining those areas. At the bottom here, we'll outline this area as well. And I'm just going just in front of the score marks. I don't want to get permanent marker on my box, but I'm aiming to just outline above the score mark so that you can see where I'm going to cut. And then of course I'm just going to shade it in just for, aesthetic purposes to make it more dramatic. These dark areas are going to get cut off. As if you couldn't figure that out already. I just want to make sure that you're following along, okay? All right, let's grab some scissors and let's do this. Let's chop these pieces off. Okay, I'm cutting right in the sort of like the crevice of the score mark. You can cut the score mark away or, above it, below it, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm just going to cut away these marked areas, and I'm just, like I said, I'm just cutting right along those score lines. And this is nothing complicated here, just follow those score marks, cut, cut, cut. And this is what we have. Okay, so now let's take a look at the next template page. So we're done cutting and scoring for the most part. Now we're just going to trim up a few things. We're going to make a couple of angle cuts on these little corner flaps. Okay, so here you're going to make some angle cuts, but you're also going to cut right along the score mark on the inside, if that makes sense. You'll see where I'm drawing the lines here. And again, I'm just using the Sharpie so that you can see what I'm doing, and we'll cut these away. Now, this is where I kind of got too heavy-handed with my marker. I didn't want my flaps here to be super skinny, but this helps the box close better. But anyways, okay, so I'm just going to cut along these marks. So I'm kind of creating like a little triangle, and I'm just cutting right to that score line. I'm cutting down straight along the score line on the side to the score line that is running horizontally. I hope this is making sense. So the visual really helps to kind of show you exactly where I'm going here. Now in my template, I forgot to mention that this line here is where you need to add adhesive. This is how we're going to close the box. I've got some adhesive on my sample on the bottom, but not on the side. So I think that's pretty important. So we're going to take a bone folder, and I'm going to crease all of the folds. I'm going to start working my box in to get its shape going, and you can really start to see this come together. We're in the home stretch here. This box is super simple, nothing complicated about this at all. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to apply the adhesive to that little tiny flap on the side. So one of these folds will be the bottom of the box, and one will be the top of the box. They're both the exact same. You could just pick a side. It doesn't really matter. Whatever you want to do. Okay, and we're going to add adhesive to this little side flap. And I want to add adhesive kind of to cover that whole spot, because I want to make sure that my box is sealed up nice and tight, and I don't want any loose cardstock on the inside of my box to catch on my cards. Okay, so that's why I like the liquid glue for this, because it can kind of like spread out over the surface of that cardstock flap and just press everything in together. And I'll use my bone folder to make sure we get a good crease. Once I'm confident the glue has adhered to the paper, I will fold it the other way, and you can kind of see the box forming here. Now, this is where you can, if you like to mass produce things, or if you don't have any ideas or anything, you just want to make some stuff in your craft room, you can make these boxes and store them flat without putting the finishing touches on it. When you do make a note card set as a gift, you're ready to go. Okay, so we're going to pick part of the box that we want for the bottom closing flap, and I'm going to apply adhesive. So I'm going to fold in these little corners. I'll apply adhesive here and here, and then I'm going to tuck that little flap inside my box. Okay, making sure not to get adhesive all over the place. And I just want to create a nice sturdy base for my card box. And I'm going to take my bone folder and press everything together, push that liquid glue in, because I don't want my cards to catch on the bottom either. So everything is nice and adhered, and I'm happy with the way it looks. And let's have a peek inside of this box. You can see what the bottom looks like. Everything is glued down, and our box is almost ready. Okay, so for our side flaps here, these are what fold inside the box, and sometimes it's a little tough to get those little corners to tuck in. So what we do here is we're going to round the corners. So I'll take a corner rounder and I'll just round the corners here. My corner chomper has seen its day. It's missing half of its legs, but it still works, so it's good. I round up my corners, and now the last finishing touch that I like to do is take this little 5/8 of an inch circle punch, and I line it up halfway. There's a little guide on the side that shows me where halfway is, and I line it up halfway and put it in the center of my box, just kind of eyeballing, and then punch. So what this does is it creates a little finger notch, and now our lid can slip right in there, and you have a little finger notch to pull it open, and it's perfect. And so we're all set. This box is complete. This is super cute, super easy. So here in our little sample, it shows you where the rounded corners are, and I'm just going to draw in my little finger notch. This is optional. You don't have to do these steps. I just find it makes it, more of a professional look, and it completes the product and gives it those finishing touches. Okay, so I've got a bunch of Slimline cards that I've got all stuffed inside of this box, and you can use 12 by 12 pattern paper to create this box and have your cards coordinate with it. You can also, decorate the outside of the box with fun little images. I have this cute little Concord and Ninth berry stamp set, and I've got all these little bits and pieces die cut out. How cute would this be? Just a cute little note card set with these cute little berries. Oh my goodness, I love this so much. It's so cute and pretty and the perfect little gift. So if you're interested in my Genvelope template reference book, I will leave a link in the description box down below where you can find this template along with so many more. My template book is available for purchase worldwide for the digital copy, and as well we ship to Canada and US for the physical copy. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to spend it here with me. I appreciate the support as always. Coming up on screen are a couple of videos I think you may enjoy, including my Genvelope template reference book playlist. So check those out. Thanks for joining me today. Have yourself a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!